Strus ones or the Mitchell ones, how did you feel about the shot quality that they were getting overall for their looks and relative to yours, which didn't seem to fall?
They have some really good shot makers on their team, and I thought overall our defense, in terms of execution, physicality, intensity, was good. It's fun. You think about some of those threes they made and some of the threes we missed. They were obviously able to generate 11 more, but it's really, the difference in the game. If you're going to have that level of disparity from the three-point line, the only way to really counteract that is to get a really high amount of free throw attempts and them have no free throw attempts, and we didn't get that tonight. It's you thought we generated good looks, and they didn't go down.
Some of their run at the end of the third, the start of the fourth, I think it was 19-5, involved them to make some of those threes you're referring to. Do you think that was kind of what created the separation there?
Yeah, I mean, I would point to two segments there. They Strus, hitting those 3 threes in a row, and again that segment prior was really up and down, and we were able to get it to 2, and they called timeout. Then he hit 3. Garland hits 1. We were able to get it back to a 1-point game at 79-78. And then Niang gets an offensive rebound, and they bang another 3. And then we just weren't able to get any closer to that than that. And I thought our guys had really good spirit and continued to compete and gave ourselves a chance to be right there at the end. We didn't get a stop coming out of the timeout. And it was 114-107, but Austin had a great look that, out of the after timeout play that really, I'll live with that all day. It was wide open, top of the key, and he was having a night, so could have cut it to 4 right there. We certainly had our chances, and really believe this against teams as good as Cleveland. You have to play close to perfect basketball. They're not going to let you beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. They really believe in what they're doing, and you look at some of the numbers there. Mitchell hit some threes, but Mitchell, Garland didn't have great shooting nights. I thought our guys did a good job. We're really bad with our veers, and we were really bad with our low man, Allen and Mobley there at the rim. It's really, really hurt us as well, besides the threes.
JJ, offensively, with big long stretches with either Dorian or Shake on the court, how much of the way you wanted to play and the things you want to run were you able to with 2 new players and kind of the structure of your team changing?
Yeah, really just tried to simplify it, just partially because the going small with those groups when Shake was out there. They're really just trying to play middle of the floor, 2-man action, trying to get behind the defense, space the floor behind, and thought that would give us an opportunity to generate some threes. But so in terms of like organization level, like is very simple. It wasn't anything that we wanted to overcomplicate. And again, like I told you guys before the game, Jackson's going to play. It's just tonight was we thought that would be an opportunity when they had one big on the floor to just create some space and try to get some threes up.
This is a new version of your basketball team. The ball is in Austin's hands a lot right now. He got off to a pretty rough start. Well, what are going to be some of the growing pains in this, and as what does this team need to figure out as it moves ahead now, having changed?
Probably the turnovers. be honest with you. I told the guys in the first half, and really those early turnovers, it wasn't just him. We had, I think, 5 in the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game. They just gives them life. They score off of them, gives them life on the second night of a back-to-back, gives them life on the road. Maybe this is a new thing, particularly with the way he's played the last 3 games. I think the patience to just make simple plays, something that I talked to him briefly about during the game, but something that will hammer home with him. He's going to get a lot of opportunities to play on and off ball with actions on both ways. There's a nature to his game that you have to be willing to live with some of this stuff because of the way he attacks and the change of pace and the quick decisions and the quick bursts. Like there's going to be some of that, and you have to live with that. It's sort of the unforced stuff that we'll grow. Yeah.
You mentioned pregame, multiple efforts, multiple actions. With the Cavs specifically, it seems like they're getting to their actions really early in the shot clock, 22-20. How, important is that for their offensive recipe, just the early actions?
Yeah, again, I thought we defended early actions well. They're always going to get to second, third actions. There's always going to be some misdirections on and off ball. I'll watch the film, but I think overall, just in terms of defending them in the half court, outside of, a couple plays where we gave up maybe a 3 and several plays where our veers and low man weren't good. Overall, it was what we were trying to do. Just too much at the rim.
JJ, big picture, game like this, where does this tell you where this team is in terms of relative to maybe where you want to be at the end of the season?
Yeah, I think we're right there.